give you. Part 2, we went more in depth of different things that you can look for to be able to identify wisdom in people and what you would want to have in yourself so that you would be wise according to God's standards, not the world standards. Now in part 3, we're going to show examples of wisdom, and we're going to be able to see if you guys will be able to identify, as we go through some of the stories, will you guys be able to identify where wisdom is calling out? Does that make sense? Any questions so far? All right, we're going to start in Psalms chapter 1. Psalms chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. Psalms chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. And I will continue to encourage you guys. This is one of the greatest things that you can get a hold to is wisdom. Because if you get wisdom according to the scriptures, nothing you desire can compare with her. So God is saying all the desires that you have in your heart, they can't even match up to wisdom. And if you get wisdom, if you listen to CD1, you'll see what she brings with her: riches, honor, long life, enduring wealth. I'm not even going to go through them all. Listen to the CD, but she brings a whole heap of stuff with her if you can get her. Psalms 1 through 3. Give me some, D.
Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked.
So you don't want to walk with people that are wicked. People that are doing wicked things, you don't want to be chilling with them. You don't want to be rubbing elbows and you and them are best friends, because God is not happy with wickedness that goes on. Keep on going.
Or stand in the way of sinners.
Keep on going.
Or sit in the seat of mockery.
Keep on going.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night.
Do you take pleasure in the law of the Lord? If you want to be blessed, take pleasure in spending time with God. And he says he meditates on it day and night. It is not just, it says an S at the end, meditates. Throughout the day, do you meditate on what God is telling you? For myself, I wrote me a little flashcard. My little flashcard shows me what wisdom is. How it's pure, how it's peace, how it's loving, how it's considerate, how it's submissive, full of mercy, good fruit, impartial, sincere, speaks what is right, hates pride and arrogance, hates evil behavior, perverse speech, walks in the ways of the righteous, along the path of justice. That's some of the stuff that wisdom offers. Wow. Well, if we are going to do what this scripture says, it says meditate on it day and night. If I meditate on this, what will happen for me if you read the next verse of verse 3?
He's like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither.
And what's the last part say?
Whatever he does prospers.
If you can learn to meditate on God's word day and night, and there's different ways to meditate. I was like a little flashcards I can pull out of my pocket, and in that way I can be able to look over it. But if we can get that in us, and we start to understand how wisdom looks, as we go through our day-to-day routine, we'll be able to identify wisdom speaking or not wisdom speaking. But how are you going to identify something if you have not put time in studying that very thing that you're trying to identify? Any of y'all that have started a job or in your lifetime, any of y'all have that have worked, when you start a new company, they give you a little packet to understand about the company. Or they start teaching you how they want you to learn this subject. So you got orientation. So you got to spend time learning about that subject. Well, God is giving you things that he wants you to spend time meditating on. He wants you to spend time getting these things in you. Because if you do, right here he says, if you do, you meditate on these things that I'm showing you. And he said, if you apply them to your life, you will be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. If a drought comes, you don't worry about it. If things come your way, you don't so much worry about it, because you know that God has said, I will take care of it for you. Right. Whatever you put your hands to do will prosper. So, Dick, we got to meditate on this wisdom.
Amen.
We got to get the wisdom in us so that as we get ready to read these stories, we'll be able to identify what wisdom is. But how are we going to identify if we don't know? It's kind of like if you're married, you have a husband or wife. If you've been with your husband or wife for a while, and you spend time with them, you can tell if they're having an okay day, a not so good day, if there's something going on, because you've learned their characteristics. And you can identify if you do something wrong and they give you the look or the lip, you're going to know, hold up, there are certain things that you can identify.
What's wrong with you?
Because you spent time with that person.
What's wrong with your lips?
Can we identify wisdom at the drop of a dime?
Yes.
I don't know, Dick. Maybe you can. I'm not sure. Because I'm still trying to be able to identify her. But if I learn her ways, I will be able to see her every decision I make. But I have to learn her ways first.
Yes.
Let's go to the scriptures and let's see. Any questions on that? You're looking kind of puzzled. 1 Samuel 24, Sister Gwen is getting puzzled. 1 Samuel 24. What is your question, Sister Gwen?
I was just sitting here thinking, like, you said you'll be able to identify her. Can you give me some? I know you can't really, but
No, I'm as this story really
First
ready to read,
Samuel.
I'll explain how
First
you can
Samuel.
identify her as we start to read 1 Samuel 24. Good question. 1 Samuel 24. We're going to look at verse 4 through 8. 4 through 8. 1 Samuel 24, 4 through 8. Verse 10 and 11. 1 Samuel 24, 4 through 8. Verse 10 and 11. Sister Gwen asked a good question. How would I identify her in the course of a day when I'm making my decisions? That's what this main lesson is about today. We want to get us to the point that as we walk about our day, we can see wisdom crying out. Because we know in Proverbs, she stands at the noisy street. She stands at the entry to the city. She stands at its highest point. She says she calls out to us. Well, we know that wisdom doesn't lie. Because it says, but one of the things, I walk in the ways of righteousness and along the path of justice. Everything I say is right and just. Wisdom says that in Proverbs. So we know she can't lie. So she's saying, I'm there. Can you find me? I'm screaming out for you. But can you identify me? But again, if we have not spent enough time learning her characteristics, how are we going to be able to identify her? So this is what this lesson is about. How do I identify wisdom on my day-to-day routine as I'm going through the day? Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Psalms 24. We're going to look at verse 4 through... Sorry, 1 Samuel 24. Excuse me. 1 Samuel 24, 4 through 8 first. 1 Samuel 24, 4 through 8. Okay, so here's David. David is in a cave. And y'all know the story of David and Saul. If you don't know the story, David was a good servant. David was a good servant to Saul. Did him right. Did him right. And with how he did him, Saul treated him dirty. And you know why Saul treated him dirty? Because Saul was jealous of David. David didn't do anything to Saul. Didn't do anything at all to him. Saul just thought in his heart. The whole thing started was when they came back from a battle.
Credit him.
As David and Saul was walking back from the battle, the women started dancing.
Chanting.
And they started praising Saul and David. Well, Saul was the king. So they said Saul has slain his thousands. And then they went a step farther and said David has slain his tens of thousands. Well, that made Saul very angry.
I'm the king. I'm the
He
king.
made him very jealous. So he thought within his heart, what's next? David's going to get the kingdom.
Kingdom too?
So he started treating David very unfairly.
I watch him with a jaundiced eye.
So now this brings us to us. When people treat us unfairly, how should we act?
Just watch him.
Well, wisdom gives us characteristics of what's of her. So if we wanted to act like the flesh wanted to act, versus how wisdom wants us to act, it should be pretty obvious which one is speaking and which one is not.
Right.
So this is what I'm trying to point out. If we can learn that on a day-to-day routine, Because most of the time we lean to the flesh.
Yeah.
We don't lean to how wisdom's ways are. But if we can identify wisdom's ways and walk those ways, she tells you what she's going to bring. But most of us lean to the fleshly ways. So we're going to show how David was a good servant and Saul was chasing him down to kill him. David did nothing to Saul, but Saul wanted his head. So here we go. We're going to jump into the story. David and his men were on the run. They hid themselves in a cave. Let's jump into the story.
The men said, "This is the day the Lord spoke of when he said to you, I will give your enemy into your hands for you to deal with as you wish."
Yep.
And David crept up unnoticed and cut off a corner of Saul's robe.
So here's your friend. Somebody said something to you while you out. One of your friends said, "You gonna let them talk to you like that?" Kind of like David's men. David's men said, because Saul went into the cave to use the restroom to relieve himself. David and his men were back in the back of the cave. Well, as they saw Saul coming in, somebody started jaw-jacking in David's ear. This is the day. See, they tried to use God's word. They know where they can't find nowhere that devil said. This is the day that God said he was going to give your enemy into your hands. The flesh would say, yeah,
I didn't have to go
he's
chase him
been
down.
chasing me all around, and I ain't done nothing to him. This is my chance. So as David was creeping up, now I wonder, did wisdom talk to him?
Wisdom cried loud.
I wonder, did wisdom say, this is not how I
Don't do
want you
that.
to act? Now, answer this. Does wisdom tell you to take revenge?
No.
Does wisdom tell you to slash their throat or slap them in the face a couple times?
No.
Wisdom says, be full of mercy. Am I right?
Right.
Wisdom says, be peace.
Peacemaker.
Be a peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Be considerate. Be loving. So just those four right there.
Take the L.
Who do you want to listen to? The man that's telling David to take vengeance, or peace is saying, no, that's not me. See, just right there,
Right.
you can already identify what you should do. You don't even have to go a step farther. There's an example right there that when someone says something to you, even if you didn't do nothing, because you have a way as people justifying.
Yep.
Well, they did it. See right there, wisdom doesn't ask you who did it.
Right.
Wisdom says, one of my characteristics is peace.
Peacemaker.
I hate pride and arrogance. The only reason why you want to repay somebody is because of your pride and arrogance. That's not peace. So that lets you know right there, that is not her road. If we started looking at decisions like this,
True.
look at how we would start making wiser decisions based off of wisdom.
Right.
Am I making sense so far?
Makes sense.
Let's keep on going.
Afterwards, David was conscience-stricken.
Okay? Hold on, stop right there. Afterwards, something inside of him,
Wisdom.
just by cutting off his robe, he felt wrong.
Right.
See, let me show you how do I say this? Okay. Sometimes we haven't fully matured yet. And I'll explain this in a second. Sometimes we haven't fully matured yet. This is what I mean by fully maturing. We could be David, and D could cut off a corner of his robe. And I see D, I said, D, why'd you cut off a corner of his robe?
At least I didn't hurt him.
And Deacon says this. I'm just using you as an example. Did I do something wrong? No, because the human nature always wants to defend
Justify.
itself. But let me show you what a mature person looks like. How could I have done better?
Better.
With what I did, yeah, Lord, my motives were wrong.
You need to
How
find
could
the
I
road.
have done better? Instead of, what did I do wrong? You know why we ask that question? Because there's something inside of us
Trying to make
that
it
is trying to find a
Trying to find
loophole.
Yeah.
But when we mature in the Lord, we say, Lord, during this situation, how could I have handled it better? That shows maturity. See, David was conscious. He knew that he did something wrong. And we don't know what was in his heart. But we do know that something said this isn't right.
Yeah.
I believe it was wisdom talking to him.
Yes.
So let's see what happens next.
For having cut off a corner of his robe,
Yeah.
he said to his men, The Lord forbid that I should do such a thing to my master.
Yeah. Call him his master. Keep going.
The Lord's anointed, or lift my hand against him,
Yes.
for he is the anointed of the Lord.
Yes.
With these words, David rebuked his men and did not allow them to attack Saul. And Saul left the cave and went his way.
You see something in David said, this is wrong with me. I cannot touch the Lord's anointed. But he knew what God said about touch my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Here's another sign of maturity. As us being brothers and sisters, why do we treat each other in such a way that is not right when we all could be God's anointed and doing his prophet no harm?
That's true.
David knew what God had called for. See, when we know what God has called for and we have meditated on these scriptures, we are doing everything we can not to do people wrong. Now, we're going to make mistakes. That's why we have to repent. But when we're trying to walk in wisdom's ways, we are looking for every way to do better. So we can say, God, I'm doing my best to chase after her. I'm doing my best to embrace her. Embrace thee. Hold closely with affection. I'm doing my best to embrace her. Lord, I'm esteeming her. I'm valuing her. Lord, I want to do what wisdom tells me to do. And God said, if you turn your ear to her. Mm-hmm. In Proverbs 2, he says, then she will enter your heart if you do what I ask you to do. And that's what we're looking for. But see, he gives us opportunity to say, here's wisdom in action. Will you take it? So David didn't touch him, right? David's not done yet. Let's see some more characteristics of wisdom. Keep on. I said 10, right? Am I dropping on 10 next? Okay, I'm still late. Go ahead then.
Then David went out of the cave and called out to Saul, my lord, the king. When Saul looked behind him, David bowed down and prostrated himself with his face to the ground.
That's deep right there.
Hold on. Does wisdom not say submit?
Yes.
Is that not one of her characteristics?
Yes.
What did he just do?
He submitted.
Even though he did nothing to Saul, he took the L.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did he took the L,
He bowed
prostrated
down.
himself.
Yes. Even more humble.
Basically saying, you're the king.
Yeah, more humble.
Even though you're chasing me, I did nothing wrong. You still deserve this respect that I'm going to show you. See, this is wisdom in action.
Yes, it is.
I want y'all to see. Here, this is the list of her ways. If you can remember this list of her ways, then you start putting those in your mind. Then you can start seeing her in action when it comes to you getting ready to make.
Right. That's good.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Let's keep on going.
This day you have seen with your own eyes how the Lord delivered you into my hands in the cave.
Yep.
Some urged me to kill you, but I spared you. I said, I will not lift my hand against my master, because he is the Lord's anointed. See, my father, look at this piece of your robe in my hand. I cut off the corner of your robe, but did not kill you. Now understand and recognize that I am not guilty of wrongdoing or rebellion. I have not wronged you, but you are hunting me down to take my life.
Now, when someone does you wrong, you want to read them the right act. Am I right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what wisdom says? Be considerate.
Peacemaker.
Look at what David, he was very considerate with his words.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't read Saul the riot act. He just said, look here, I haven't done you. I could have killed you. People told me to, but I didn't. Look at what my action is showing you. I haven't wronged you. I'm not guilty of anything. Please know this. But he didn't read him the riot act. He was considerate with his words. I want you to see wisdom in action. What if we did that to each other? We said, oh, they done wronged me enough. David kept being wrong, but look at his actions. And if you're going to walk in wisdom, I guess, Linda, if you're going to walk in wisdom's ways, there are many times that God says, do not take vengeance.
Right.
That is for me. And wisdom will tell you how you ought to act. Here's a great example of it right here. So here's an example to identify, Sister Gwen, in our day-to-day life, how do we act?
That's
Does it
good.
make sense?
That's good.
Yes.
What was that scripture?
Psalms 24. Psalms 24, 4 through 8,
okay.
and verse 10 and 11. Any other questions on that? So, First Samuel, First Samuel 24, 4 through 8, 10 and 11. So y'all see how wisdom showed herself right here, right? Can you identify, as I'm reading the story, can you guys identify how wisdom acts? So now if you were David, would you, because you said yes, you said I can
Well, I thought you
identify.
were talking about my wife.
Earlier,
I was still
he
on the-
did
I was
say,
still-
yes, I can identify
I was
with
identifying with my wife.
So let's keep on going because I want y'all to see some more examples of wisdom in action.
I really stepped
Okay.
in there.
Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 12. 1 Kings chapter 12. Because I want you guys, when y'all leave today, I think it's 1 Kings chapter 12. Yes, 1 Kings chapter 12, 1 through 11. When y'all leave today, 1 Kings chapter 12, 1 through 11, I want y'all to start trying to identify wisdom in your life. So when you get ready to make a decision, when someone talks ill to you, when someone cuts you off, when someone says something rude to you, now you have to remember, how does wisdom tell me to act?
Mm.
Get down.
And that's not wisdom. So then we must understand,
3 lessons.
if we are going to get riches, if we're going to get honor, if we're going to get knowledge, if we're going to get power, if we're going to get honor,
Come on now.
if we're going to have enduring wealth, if we're going to have a discernment, if we're going to have all these things according to Proverbs that wisdom brings, you have to start putting her into practice. But if we're not going to put these things into practice, the very things that you are chasing, now think this for a moment. Either you can be a wise servant of the Lord, and you can be a man or woman that pleases God, or you can be a man or woman that doesn't please God. And if we were to go to the scriptures, and if you look at Ecclesiastes 2 and 26, I think it's 26. It says, to the man or woman that pleases God. So now you have to ask yourself, which are you?
Mm-hmm.
If you please God, he says, I will give you wisdom, I will give you knowledge, and I will give you happiness. But to the sinner, the one that does not please me, I will allow you to go and gather it all, and I will
Hand
take
it over.
from you and allow you to hand it over to the
Linda.
one that pleases me. So we have to ask ourselves, which one do I want to be? Do I want to be the man or woman that pleases God? Because God is a God that can't lie and he's very fair and just.
Yes, he is.
Or do I want to be a person that doesn't please God? I won't make that determination for you. That's up to you and God.
Come on now.
But we spend so much time chasing things. When God is saying, chase hard after me.
Yeah.
And the very thing that you are chasing after, I will bring to you when I give you wisdom. If you do it my way. Does it make sense?
Makes sense.
Let's see what 1 Kings 12, 1 through 11 says.
Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all the Israelites had gone there to make him king. When Jeroboam, son of Nebat, heard this, he was still in Egypt, where he had fled from King Solomon.
Yes.
He returned from Egypt, so they sent for Jeroboam. He and the whole assembly of Israel went to Rehoboam and said to him, your father put a heavy yoke on us, but now lighten the harsh labor and the heavy yoke he put on us, and we will serve you.
Yes.
Rehoboam answered, go away for 3 days, and then come back to me. So the people went away.
So let's stop right there for a minute. Stop right there. Okay. I want you to put your finger there. Okay. Put your finger there. Now tie this in. Put your finger right there. I'm coming right back to it. I want you to go to Proverbs 8. Coming right back to that one, but I want you to show you something though. Proverbs 8, 15 and 16. Okay. Proverbs 8. I'm going to tie this in. 15 and 16. Okay. Proverbs 8, 15 and 16. I'm coming right back to that scripture because I'm explaining to you. Proverbs 8, 15 and 16.
By me, kings reign, and rulers make laws that are just. By me, princes govern, and all nobles who rule on earth.
So that's Proverbs 8. We're going back to 1 Kings 12. Look at what wisdom just said. By me, kings rule.
Okay.
Kings reign. So this king, if he would have listened to wisdom, wisdom is telling him, reign by me. Let me instruct you on what to do next. Let's see if wisdom tries to instruct the king or not. Let's see if wisdom tries to instruct the king.
Then King Rehoboam consulted the elders who had served his father Solomon during his lifetime.
Okay.
How would you advise me to answer
Hold on,
this?
stop. I gotta get this in.
How did you?
If these men served King Solomon,
Okay.
and King Solomon was the wisest man on earth during his time,
Yes.
and if they were the elders, do you think these elders would have had wisdom hanging around King Solomon?
Yes.
It would seem that they would have picked up some, even if they didn't want to, hanging around the wisest man on earth during that time. They would have probably picked up.
Yep.
So the son was in the right to say, let me go to the elders and get some information here. Let's see if the elders say anything about wisdom. Let's see.
How would you advise me to answer these people, he asked.
Yes.
They replied, if today you will be a servant to these people and serve them and give them a favorable answer, they will always be your servants.
Oh, stop right there. So the elders said, if you would be a servant to them, is that not submission? Yes? Submission.
Serve. Submit.
And then here's full mercy because they're asking for mercy.
Right.
Is the elders not saying, why don't you submit to them? Yeah, you're their king, but show them love. Be considerate of them. Be peaceful to them.
Compassionate.
Love them. So
Right.
this all is. I want y'all to see how this is lining up. All this is showing you wisdom speaking.
Right.
Did she not say, I will be at the noisy street?
Right.
I will be there to advise you if you would turn your ear to me. In our own lives, wisdom is always there to give us advice if we would turn our ear to her. We have to get into the habit
Tune
of looking for signs of her. If we look for signs of her, it will be very obvious where she is. Because right now, reading this, y'all are like, I see it as clear as Stevie Wonder without having eyes.
Yeah.
Y'all are like, I see this. Now it's time for us to
I've
do
been
that
doing
in
it.
our life. It's time for us to make decisions based off of
Hey, beautiful. You've got a text
based off
message.
of where we want to go. Does it make sense?
Makes
That's
sense.
why we got to get all that wisdom has to offer us so that she can enter our hearts. So that we can have all that she brings with us. Now you see why I said meditate on these, Sister Gwen. So when you're on the freeway and someone cuts you off and your flesh says, oh no, your car's way faster than theirs. Why don't you just zoom around them, cut them back off, and then pump your brakes and dare them to hit you. Because I know you got some insurance. So, and when they hit you, my neck and my back.
Full coverage.
And then that's what your flesh would say. But wisdom says submit. Wisdom says
Let him go.
wisdom says be pure. Wisdom says be considerate. See, this I'm just showing y'all. This is every
Yes.
day in
Yes,
our
it
life
is.
that if we would let wisdom talk to
Wisdom
us,
says, sit
she's
back.
there screaming out
Loud.
every day.
Every
for
day.
us if we can learn how to start seeing her characteristics.
Yes. Tune in.
Does it make sense?
Make a lot of sense.
Now watch when we start doing this. And remember, if God could say we're wise, what else is he going to bring with it?
That's true.
Just think about it for a moment. And when you get there, he'll tell you. When you have obtained wisdom, and now the degrees of wisdom, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying, if you let it enter your heart, he will let you know. And when he says, you are wise. Oh, where's that lesson that Pastor taught about wisdom?
Yeah.
Go
Dig 'em
back.
up.
Because, Lord, we got to talk.
Yeah.
Lord,
You said.
not because I'm righteous, And not because I'm so good, but Lord, because you are fair and just. Because your character and your nature is always righteous, may I have the things that you said wisdom brings with it, since you said I have wisdom. Not because of me. I know that I'm evil. I know that I do things wrong, but because of who you are. Because you're a God that never lies. Because you're a God that says that you will bestow these things upon the man or woman that allows wisdom to enter their heart. Lord, you said I have wisdom. So because you said it, would you allow me to have the things that wisdom comes with it? God, we have so much right in front of our face. It's like someone's dangling a carrot.
Treasure.
Saying you can have this. Now you have to make up in your mind. Do you want it? Because it's going to take work. It's going to take work for you to identify her characteristics and then beat your flesh under and walk in her path versus the way your flesh wants you to walk.
It's true.
Because the nature is there's pride that loves to jump up. And I don't care who you are. Pride loves to jump up. Evil behavior loves to jump up. But we have a way of, did I do something wrong? See.
Doing your what?
I'm just trying to show y'all, if you want what he's offering, be ye transformed by the renewing of one's mind. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
So he asked for advice. Now, would you say the elders gave him wise advice?
Yes.
Wisdom says, by me, kings rule. So if he would have known, and guess who his father was? Solomon. So you would think he would have got some of Solomon's wisdom, would you think?
Yes.
So if he would have gotten some of Solomon's wisdom, and Daddy wrote all these books. He wrote some in Proverbs. He wrote some in Ecclesiastes, the Song of Songs, I think. So he has books that he's written about. You should be studying your daddy's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you can identify wisdom. Because if you would have identified it, like y'all have pointed out, yep, that's wisdom right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
Let's see if he notices or not.
But Rehoboam rejected the advice the elders gave him
Oh, Lord.
and consulted the young men who had grown up with him and were serving him.
So hold on. He rejected the elders that had walked with his daddy. He said, y'all don't know. Let me go talk to my friends that grew up with me. Now, hold on. Y'all that got kids. When they friends tell them stuff, it's golden.
Oh my God.
He says, Johnny told me,
Mm-hmm.
and I know he knows.
You know, that's
You
Bible.
sit there like,
That's gospel.
you're like, you're
Now, you
kidding.
don't know.
No, he's like 9. He's like 15. Well, they know.
5.
I'm like 50, 45, 43, and you're talking about a 9-year-old compared to me?
Hmm.
So which one? Y'all laugh.
This is true.
Look at what the king did. He went to the elders that reigned with his daddy. He blew off their advice and went to his friends that he grew up with. So y'all sit in the room and say that makes no sense. We do it every day.
Every day.
Yeah, you're right.
We do it. We go to wise people that give us wise counsel, and then we go to our peers and they give us garbage.
That is
And then
true.
we go and do the garbage. We're being just like the
I
king.
wonder why everything messed
And
up.
you wonder why things are going haywire. I want y'all to see wisdom in there though. Keep going.
He asked them, "What is your advice? How should we answer these people who say to me, 'Light the yoke your father put on us'?"
So let's see if wisdom's anywhere what younger people are saying.
The young man who had grown up with him replied, "Tell these people who have said to you, 'Your father put a heavy yoke on us, but make our yoke lighter.' Tell them, 'My little finger is thicker than my father's waist. My father laid on a heavy yoke. I will make it even heavier. My father scourged you with whips. I will scourge you with scorpions.'"
So hold on. Does that sound anything like wisdom?
No.
Does that- Okay, so y'all identify this.
Yeah.
Which one do you think he went with?
Mm.
He went with the second one. But again, wisdom is crying out. Wisdom told him, "By me, kings rule. If you would just listen to me." And she says, "I love those that love me.
Mm-hmm.
Those that seek me, find
Find
me."
me.
She says this.
Yes.
See, guys, this is not complicated. We just have to have a desire. We have to delight in the things of the Lord. And these things we will get. But
Right.
what happens when it comes to church, when it comes to the things of the Lord, they're boring to us. We don't want to do them. And then we wonder why life is haywire, because we're more excited about the next movie coming
That's
out.
right.
We're more excited about the newest car coming
That's
out.
right.
We're more excited about the newest cell phone coming out
Right.
than we are about the things of God.
So true.
So how do we get the things from God if we don't want too much to do with Him? I want to do with Him. I talk to Him every day.
Church hold too long.
Talk to Him every day. Now you as a person, y'all love your kids, right? I don't know if any of y'all on Facebook or in this room, your kids come home, hi mom, hi dad, and they go up to their room,
Every day.
and you don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come down one day and you have dinner with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, you say, I want to spend time with you. And they say, what? I talk to you every day. You're like, that's not talking. Hi,
Right.
mom. Bye, mom.
It's
So then
passing.
when the Lord says, I want to spend time with you, and you say, I talk to you every day, is that really talking to you?
No.
I just want to bring it to y'all's level.
And so,
Get y'all to understand, don't play Him.
that's true.
Chase after Him like you would chase after the next car,
That's
the
right.
next house, the next raise, the next business, the next stop, the next this or the next that. Chase after Him like that, and then you will understand the fear of the Lord.
That's true.
But just giving Him leftover time, and what really happens is when things go haywire, people want to run through the door.
Right, right.
And as soon as things go good, they want to run back out. He's not a genie, guys.
That's right.
Do not rub Him when things are going wrong, and don't want to talk to Him when things are going good. He deserves more than that.
Yes, he
does
does.
that much more.
He gives us so much.
Yes, He does.
So if you really want this, chase hard after this, and you will get great things from God. Any questions on that?
It's good.
Let's keep on going. Let's see what I want to give you next. And I'm not going to keep you long. I'll probably give you one more and let you go on your way. Let's go back to First Samuel 26. First Samuel 26. I'll go back to it and I'll end it up right there.
1 Samuel 20.
First Samuel 26. 8 through 12, and 21 through 25. But I'll get to it. I really want y'all to really see the importance of wisdom. I can't make anybody. I really can't. But I want y'all to see it's not complicated. Wisdom is not a hard thing if you would take the time to dissect it.
Amen.
Spend time learning her characteristics. Spend time learning things that she wants you to see about her. If you learn the characteristics of her, when you start making your decisions and you compare what you want to do versus how wisdom says to act, you will see very clearly what is of God and what is not of God.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we have trained ourselves to make God a byproduct versus a God, let me talk to you. How would you have me to handle this? And then if we start saying, okay, God, here's my decision. How would I handle this? And we start pulling wisdom in with it. Is this decision that I'm making, is it pure? Do I have the right motives behind what I'm getting ready to do?
Good.
Is it peace? Is this going to promote peace in this decision that I'm getting ready to make? Is this decision loving? Do I show love? Am I going to hurt somebody by making this decision? Hi, who? Oh, Evelyn, hey, baby, how you doing, baby? Thank you for joining us. So is this love? Also, is this considerate? When I get ready to speak to someone, the words that I'm getting ready to say, are they considerate? Or do I want to read them the riot act? See, that's not wisdom.
True.
Is it submissive? Will I submit myself to whatever this decision is? Does this submit to God? Am I submitting to the next person? Is it full of mercy? Is there mercy in with this decision that I'm getting ready to make right now? No, ain't no mercy. Ain't no mercy living here.
Love them wax cold.
Mercy live at the other door. You can keep on walking because ain't no mercy here today.
Ain't no more love.
But that's not what wisdom. Good fruit. Will you produce good fruit? Will a person see good fruit in you when you are making your decision? They don't need no good fruit. They need the white and then the black. That's the good fruit they getting. No, that's not the kind of
It's
fruit.
strong, I'm telling you, it's strong.
These two fingers are strong.
The pimp and
This the pimp hand right here. Give me my money.
Ain't no mercy.
No more mercy.
That's not full
And ran
of
out.
mercy. But see, here's wisdom showing you: is it impartial? Are you able to be fair to everybody, no matter who they are? Can you be fair to your son as you would be fair to your wife or husband? Can you be fair to your boss as you would be to a man on the street? Can you be fair all the way around? Because we are all God's people.
Mm-hmm.
Can we be sincere when we do things? Can we be sincere to each other? Can we mean it when we say we love you?
Talk about it.
Can we mean it out of a sincere heart? Wisdom does talk about that.
True.
Do we have pride and arrogance when we make decisions? You heard me! The pimp hand. You heard me. I run these streets. He says, I hate pride
Yes.
and arrogance. Evil behavior. Are you doing things behind the scenes? That's evil behavior. It ain't evil to me, but is it evil to God? Would God approve of it?
True.
Well, they didn't hear me thinking. God did though.
It's true.
Perverse speech. Do we say things that are unreasonable, things that are just downright wrong, and we don't care the consequences? Tell them to get their feelings out the way. They shouldn't put their feelings all up in the aisle. They went up in the aisle, they wouldn't get stepped on. God said perverse speech. Wisdom says, I don't like that.
Pride and arrogance.
Walk in righteousness. When you do something, is it you're doing it because it's right? The flesh said, oh,
Don't worry about it.
the devil said,
Every man thinks it's right and wrong.
going to HEB, getting a couple grapes.
Only about 5.
Do you know how many grapes HEB got?
They ain't gonna miss.
They ain't gonna miss five. It's HEB.
Hey, easy.
The Spurs be promoting them cats. This HEB.
The worker said I could get a handful.
What 5 gonna do?
The clerk said I could have 5.
They ain't gonna.
I done spent more money than that at HEB.
Everybody else doing it. Why can't I do it?
Here, taste these.
Baby, you eat it first. I see you eat it, then I eat it. Walk in ways of righteousness. Paths that are just. Am I trying to be fair? And we all make mistakes. I know I made my fair share. I'm learning about wisdom. Praise the Lord, baby. He said, baby, you're going to. Praise the Lord, we love you
Like
too.
you see them
Everyone
coming.
that
Put
talks
it
to y'all,
back.
I love y'all. But I'm showing y'all
Look.
characteristics of wisdom. And it says again, embrace her. Sister Gwen, grab her.
Hold her.
Hold her as if you love her. If you do that, it says esteem her. Value her above another.
Yes.
And hold tight to what she tells you.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you do that, she will protect you. She will watch over you. She will guide you. She will put a crown of thorn, a crown of splendor on your head. She will do all this for you if you look out for her. If you watch out for her. She said, I will bring you all this. Well, I'll give you long life. There's so much that wisdom wants to give us. We have to start living
Yes, we
a
do.
wise life. When we get ready to make decisions, let wisdom guide us. She will be there to show us the way.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to know her characteristics about her.
Characteristics, attributes.
We have to know the ways of wisdom. So that when we know her ways, we can say, that's wisdom right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's her path right there.
Here she comes.
And she says, I will be, if you read Proverbs,
Mm-hmm.
she says, I will be in the noisy street.
Mm-hmm.
So even though your brain may be noisy, even though things may be going crazy around, she said, I will be at the noisy street. The entry to the city, I'll be there. The place where the paths meet, where you're getting ready to make a decision,
Awesome.
I will be there. The highest point, so you can't miss me, I will be there. She's basically saying, I will make sure you hear me if you turn your ear to
No
me.
excuse.
But
Right.
we have to train ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We have to train ourselves to identify her. When a husband or wife is having a rough day, and you're having a rough day, and they say something off the wall to you, you know what Winston said?
You done cook?
Full of mercy. See, now it's coming clear. Peace, love,
Still hungry.
submission, be sincere. So when you say, I forgive you, are you sincere? When you love them and hug them, even though you didn't like what they said, are you doing it sincerely? See, when you can do this, and you can really promote this, according to Proverbs 2, it says, wisdom will enter your heart. And if you look and see what wisdom brings with it, and I will tell you all, some will and some won't. I won't make that choice. I know what I'm looking for.
Yes.
I know what I'm trying to find.
Yes.
It's very important for me that I get wisdom in my
Yes.
life. The
You
way
and me
God
both.
calls for it.
We all.
Because if I can get it, I already know what she brings.
Absolutely.
She's very serious to me. I
Yeah.
take her very seriously. Because if I can get her, there's no question of what God will do. Because y'all know God has never spoken a word that he has not fulfilled.
Absolutely.
And when you get a chance and you listen to CD 1 and 2, see, wisdom, I'm going to break it down, simplify it for you. Wisdom is putting into practice what you already know. There's certain things that we know.
Yeah.
Do it.
You know, right over wrong.
Do the right over wrong as often as you can.
Yes.
Wisdom will be there. Will you walk her path?
Thank you, Jesus.
Guys, I've shown you examples of her.
Yes.
I've shown you the importance of her. I've even shown you how to identify her characteristics.
It's true.
You have everything you need to esteem her. You have everything you need to embrace her. You have everything you need to help you to get wisdom. Now, will you get it? I can't make that call. We are all individuals. But I tell you this, according to Scripture, nothing you desire can compare to her.
Nothing.
I didn't say that. God did. God says, I have valued her. I have appraised her. And I was the one that created the universe. And since I have valued and appraised her, I'm telling you, nothing you can desire can compare
Compares to her.
So if she's supreme, Sister Gwen, why shouldn't she be our top 1 or 2 things to chase after? God is number 1. Because he's the only one that can lead you to her. God, if I get you, I know that you will give me wisdom. God, think about what's being offered to you. If someone offered you $1 million, you would follow the plan to the T. I'm offering you something that it said, I will give you enduring wealth. Not only will I do it for you, I can pass it on to your children. I will give you understanding. I will give you knowledge. I will give you power. I will give you sound judgment. I will give you a discerning to be able to see right over wrong and allow you to do the right over wrong. I will give you long life. I will give you riches. I will give you honor. What is it that you want that I can't give?
Mm-hmm.
She's basically saying, I will give you all that
Everything.
if you would find me. And she's saying, I won't make any money. That's not how I operate. I'm here for the taking if you want me. If you want me, search after me. She says in Proverbs, if you seek me, you will find me. But this is not a let me start and stop. That's not how it works with wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You have to show God that you really wanted. You have to put work in. And when you put the work in, you'll get the results. When you put the work in, really search after her deep. When you put the work in, you memorize these. And you start living each day by being pure, by being promoting peace, by being loving, by being considerate, by being impartial, by giving good fruit, by being sincere, by walking in paths that are right, hating pride and arrogance. When you start living that way every day, do you not think God will allow wisdom to enter your heart?
Yes, He will.
And Proverbs 2 does tell us, you will be able to identify every good, fair, and right path. Every, not some, every good, fair, and right path for your life. God, this is one of the greatest lessons He's given us. These about wisdom, and not because I did it, I'm nothing but a messenger. The God that gave us this is basically saying, look, if you want all that you want, get this.
Right.
And I'll give you everything you're asking for.
Treasure, hidden treasure.
Guys, you know He doesn't lie.
Right.
That's one thing we know. God will never lie. He's telling you how to get everything you could ever want.
Yes.
But the question is, how bad do you want it? I can't make that call. It's up to you. Thank y'all. And if y'all want the CD, Vendors Rose, get a hold of her. It's a 3-disc CD. We have part 1, part 2, and part 3. If you want, you can get on Facebook and try to find all 3 of those. And if not, Sister Gwen's working on trying to transfer them over to our Truth Apostolic page. We're working on that. We may have to put a new page up. We're still working to figure out how we're going to do this. So if y'all would bear with us a little bit, we'll see how we're going to work this out. I want to thank y'all all for logging on Facebook. Thank y'all all for coming out. I'll never close out a service without offering someone an opportunity. Today could be your day that you might want to repent. You might want to get baptized in the name of Jesus. You might want to get filled with the precious, precious gift of the Holy Ghost with the evidence of speaking in tongues. We see that in John 3, 1 through 5. We see that in Acts 2. Read the whole chapter, but really verses 2 going down to Pentecost through 38 through 40. Read the whole chapter. Acts 10, 43 through 48. Acts 19, 1 through 6. Colossians 3, 16 and 17. It's in there, guys. Any of y'all that have heard the lessons before, y'all have heard me say this over and over again. But as I turn the page, I say to all y'all, please, 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 I can't express to you the importance of getting this wisdom. I really cannot express to you how it will change your life. Not just your life, your children's life as well. Because if you get something good, and if you know that it's fixing your life, you're not just going to stop with you.
Right. It's going to filter down.
You're going to want to pass it on to your children. Because you know, that's what David did.
Found something great.
That's why Solomon was so great. If you read David and Solomon's story, David pumped in Solomon wisdom. That's why Solomon asked for wisdom when God came to him and said, what do you want? He said, I want wisdom. David pumped that in him. And Solomon was, in his time, the wisest king besides Jesus. Look at it. So why would we not get it and pass it on to our children?
Amen.
See, you can get wealth, money, and pass it to your children. But who says that they won't lose it? But if you get wisdom and pass that on to them, hopefully they will pass it on to their children, and you would have left an inheritance
Legacy,
for your children's
children.
And what does the scripture say? A wise man or woman leaves an inheritance. See, we think of money. But what did David leave for King Solomon? Not just money and wealth, but he left him a legacy of
wisdom.
Yes. So guys, if you don't believe me, listen to the CD. Read it for yourself. I told you before, never take any man or woman at their word. All I ask you to do is open up your scriptures. Go through the scriptures that I've shown you. And according to Psalms 1 through 3, it tells you meditate day and night on these scriptures that I showed you and watch what will come your way. And know this, if you do it, nothing in this world can stop you from getting what God promises.
Mm-hmm.
He is the supreme being. He answers to no person. No other being does God answer to but himself. Amen. So if God says you're going to get it, who's going to stop him?
Nobody.
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 So
Amen.
I'm offering you something that God says, you get this. This is what I'm going to do. Amen. Think about what I'm saying. Thank y'all for being a part. I hope this series on wisdom helps. Get a hold to Evangelist Rose if y'all need a copy. It's going to be 3 discs, unless you can put it on 2. But it gives you a whole breakdown of wisdom. Guys, please take it to heart. And I would encourage y'all, get you a little flashcard. Write down the characteristics of wisdom. And learn those things of wisdom and watch how you'll be able to see what wisdom is. No, right? I think it's in the office. You make your little flashcard. Yeah, you make a little flashcard, and God, I'm telling you, and wisdom has all these things there.
Mm-hmm.
Put them into practice. It'll make life so much easier, and it will come a point where it will be in your heart. You won't even need a flashcard.
Yes, oozing out.
That wisdom is so in your heart that you see it off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Darion. You're not gonna forget his name. It's Darion, because you called it so much. He's done so much. I'm being serious. If we would apply ourselves to wisdom, it'll be second nature to you. Does it make sense? Card digging guy. It's a little flashcard guy. Any one of y'all can write it up. Y'all have the things that tell you what the characteristics of wisdom are. Write it up. Put it in your pocket. Put it in your car. Put it on your dash. Start quoting it to yourself until you get it in you so you can start applying it to your everyday life. And when you do it, she enters your heart. God, use it.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, it's there for the taking. If y'all want it. Any questions on that, guys? Was there any questions out there I did not get? Thank y'all all. Baby, thank you for logging on. Ed, you know we love you. Little Mickey, thank you for logging on. Who else did it? Was anybody else I was missing out? Ballard, thank you for logging on as well. I'm not sure who else they said it was on, but other people too. Felicia, thank you for logging on, and whoever else is on there. Thank y'all. I can't see all the names, but thank y'all all for logging on. Hope something good was said. And like I said again, if you need the 3 discs, get a hold of Evangelist Rose, and she can make you guys a copy and let you guys know where to go from there. All right. Happy birthday again. Happy birthday again, Mama. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Happy birthday once again. And I thank y'all all for coming out tonight. And hope something was said to be able to help. All right. Love y'all. If anybody has any offering